Okay, we're back. You may notice that we're a little bit into Dis now. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of a technical problem. I thought I was recording, and I wasn't. But that's okay. Didn't miss much. We are just on the second floor of Dis. Just saw me sort of running through some popcorn here. And of course, we're just searching for some downstairs. Looks like we found one of these square rune door vaults. Now, in Dis, you mainly have physical damage to deal with. Of course, you're going to run into some things that can torment you, just like any other hell. It's possible for things to spawn that have torment. I think that tormentors can spawn in here, for example. I think that hellions can spawn in here. I'm not really sure, but in general, what you have to deal with... Oh, see, there we go, there's a tormentor. But in general, yeah, tormentors and hellions, so you will have to deal with both. But in general, what you have to deal with are reapers and other things that just do a lot of damage, such as iron giants. This is one of the few places in the game, really just this and ziggurats, where you'll run into iron giants. Got... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's blink away from this hellion. Just got tormented by a hell effect and then slapped with damnation. Somehow he hit us with 2 damnations in a row, just from us moving once. That's not pleasant. Let's leave hell. Or leave Dis, rather, for a moment. And heal up. As we've been doing whenever there's any kind of problem. And that is the benefit of going to hell first rather than pan, is that we can leave, not exactly at any time, but we're way, way more free to leave and get to more or less to safety whenever we want to. And it feels very good. Whoa. Got an iron giant here and I accidentally swung on him. We don't want to play with him. See, he can iron shot and throw ally. And throw ally is the one you want to worry about because he can put... Wow, did we just miscast blink twice in a row? Yeah, we did. And that's with 2% controlled blink fail rate. How do you like that? Kind of makes me want to train translocations a little more, but we're trying to get shatter to a lower percent fail rate. I'm also trying to cast horrible things a little bit less. And the reason for that is, as you can see, I'm still a little bit intelligence damaged here. And I'd rather not, if possible, compound that problem. Thankfully, most of the stuff in here, these flying skulls, the basic mummy, the skeleton warrior, so on and so forth, even with our bad AC, is not really going to cause us that much of a problem. We can occasionally drop tentacles and get a little bit of free experience out of it. Ah, that's not good. Let's do a shatter. There we go. This is a place where it's very useful to have access to shatter. Phantasmal warrior. man. Look at all these miscasts. Seems like you miscast quite a lot. Isn't it odd to miscast 3 times in a minute with 2% fail rate? But that's the game. That will happen. Let's get this stuff up our backs a little bit and use the Horn of Geryon. Even with 9 evocations, we can still get 1 or 2 good ones. That is to say, non-hostile ones. Can we enslave him? Nah, not really. Let's make some use of enslavement and just put some of these bodies in the way. Maybe make a box of beasts too, or use the box of beasts. Oh, geez. Quite a lot here. We're much lower on hit points than we'd like to be, so we're going to blink out of this mess. You'll notice that we channeled. We're going to do that again. And we're going to teleport, because this is getting a little nastier than we'd like. Okay, this is better. Let's rest up here and hope that we don't get hell affected too hard. We'll do staff form. None of this stuff can really damage us. If we're in staff form, not really. I suppose if we get corroded enough, it could. Why am I wearing a Staff of Air? What am I doing? Put that conjuration back on. Let's see if we can't get to full hit points in magic. You will see that one of the major benefits of statue form, despite slowing you down, gives you all this AC, but it also gives you a nice boost to hit points. So it's a great thing to have. And personally, I prefer it. It may not be optimal in certain cases. If you want to kill something quickly, it's certainly not optimal. But if you want to survive, if you want to significantly increase your chances of survival in rough situations, staff form is, well, let's just say you could do worse in staff form. Oh, man. Let's blink away from this. Unfortunately, I'd really like to shatter some of this stuff away, but that would hurt the tentacle. I don't want to use any more teleportation, so let's channel, go down, and then open this up. Oh, geez. It's okay, we'll blink away from this. Right into a Tormentor, that's fine, we'll get away. And we'll just kill it. There we go. Really want to manage Tormentors and Hellions. If you see those, they're probably your priorities, because they're easy to kill. However, they're also very good at killing you quickly. This is the downside to being in Dis, and this is why Dis is kind of obnoxious. You'll see it's very easy for me to end up in these really tight dead ends. And if you're kind of playing the game where you're being chased by lots of monsters, lots of enemies, then I have nowhere to go. I can either waste a teleport scroll, or conveniently this time I can, there's a gate somewhere. Yeah, there it is. There's a gate that I could take. But in general, you're going to see a lot of these dead ends, and it's not like you can use a digging wand because metal walls. Thankfully, we have controlled blanks, so we have a little more power than most types of characters to juke these enemies. I haven't messed with my rings since Coquetus, and I probably should have, but in general, I don't need to worry about resistances in here. I mean, there's Hellhounds, they can do fire damage, I suppose. We'll use the Box of Beasts real quick just to put some bodies in the way. Really just trying to descend as quickly as possible. Using Eldritch Tentacle to slow our enemies down, take out the more nasty ones, if we're lucky. Oh, we have Red Contam. And we are slowed somehow. I guess it's this Wraith. We got this red contamination by overusing the blink spell, probably. Unless things have changed, controlled blink really contaminates you quite a lot. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to wait out this contamination. I really don't want the 10% magic point loss. I'm going to go ahead and drink a potion of mutation just because we have so many. Oh, that's good. Well, that's not good. It's good and bad. Well, it's nice to have a couple of resistances, but I also don't want my magic down. Clarity is incredible. But you know what? I'm going to try my luck and drink another one. Perfect. Sometimes the new mutation potions will really do some good work for you. I mean, this is incredible. Look at this mutation set. We got 5 beneficial, 0 negative. Wow. Robust especially, geez. That's like 20 hit points by itself. Can't say no. Let's try to be a little more careful about spamming controlled blink so hard. Or just use some of our potions of cancellation, which do in fact reduce the amount of drain that you suffer. Or not drain, but contamination, rather. How did we get slowed already? Ah, okay. We got the hell effect that both slows you and summon monsters next to you. It's always fun. We're not going to open up the box of experience here because I don't really feel like fighting a bunch of very powerful demons for no reward while dealing with hell effects. Let's go down. I'm sure you've noticed that zombies and skeletons will not follow you up or down stairs. That's something that you can and should abuse. So if you're being chased by zombies or skeletons, feel free to simply... Jeez. It's good to try to stay out of line of sight of the Hellions if possible, if you can't kill them quickly. It's always fun, or really not very fun, when you're running from something scary, like a Hellion, and the game drops a couple Reapers next to you. But that's okay, we have controlled blink, so we'll just walk away. Portal closed, this was our old tentacle, we'll make a new one. Now, we don't want to fight in this room, we don't want to stay in this room. This is a bad room to be in, because there is the Zot Trap. Don't want to be in line of sight of that Zot Trap. In fact, we're going to close this door. Let's rest a bit. Tentacle will kill a bunch of things. We'll keep the door closed. Ha! That's not my tentacle. That's a new one. From a hell effect. Hey, a shaft. I'll take that. Remember, shafts are one use only, so hopefully we can finish out Disp before having to come back in here, or without having to come back in here, rather. Unfortunately, the shaft was only one floor, but still a way down. trying to decide what I want to do about this Hellion. I think we'll just go a different way. If things don't wake up, then all the better. There's no real benefit to us fighting in here. None at all. There's no benefit to clearing out a level, because the game will just constantly spawn more stuff at you. Let's open up these doors. You'll notice that I've stopped auto-exploring. I am just trying to be a little bit more efficient than the algorithm. And I mean, we're spending quite a few turns next to monsters anyway, and it's not like we could auto-explore under those conditions, so. Whoa, hey. So this really badly named monster, formerly known as a Shadow Fiend, and I will call them Shadow Fiends because this name is stupid, they're probably one of the more dangerous things in the game. Unlike Brimstone Fiends, they cannot Hellfire or Damnation you, whatever you want to call it. But they can torment you, they can Bolt of Cold you, and if you're undead, instead of tormenting, they can do something like 100 damage to you with this Dispel Undead if they have Line of Fire. So they're a little bit obnoxious. They are, you know, very defensive. They have 4 pips of EV and 3 pips of AC. Not a ton of hit points, but enough that killing them is a bit of a hassle. So what we're going to do is we're going to make... that could have been placed better. I was kind of hoping it would have spawned over here somewhere, and then I would have blinked past it. This is interesting. Let's try. No guarantees it'll work, but... let's try to make a Viper. And just kind of Iron Shot it. Okay, good. He's been anti-magic, so we'll blink past now. And we'll let the tentacle do some work. Oddly enough, he was able to try to bolt us, but that's okay. Hey, you know what I just noticed? I don't have demissile up. How long have I not had demissile up without noticing? That's not good. We just blinked next to a Reaper. Not ideal. Let's walk back to our little safe room here with our friend. Trying to cast very little other than the occasional tentacle, just to keep my mana in an appreciable amount, you know. We are unfortunately using up food fairly quickly still. I don't think it will be a problem. We'll probably find more in Pan anyway, but it's something to keep an eye on. Let's see here. Yes, Malign Gateway doesn't cost hunger anymore, so as long as I'm not controlled blinking too much, I should be fine. Okay, here we go. Let's find the downstairs. We're on floor 6, so this is the last time we're going to have to do this, unless we have to bail out of here and try again. And that's very much possible. Dis 7 is one of the hardest places in the game. In a different way than some other branch endings. Oh boy, let's be careful. So my screen just flashed, and that's because I have it set to do that in my RC file when I see you are slowing down. I'm being petrified. This is really, 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 really dangerous, because if I get petrified here, this guy torments me a bunch of times. This guy hits me in the face a bunch of times, I just die. So this is sort of a... I have to use a potion of cancellation. But that's what they're for, right? Let's blink out of here. Let's double blink. Make a tentacle and let it deal with this nastiness. Now, the petrification effect is a pretty good reason that one could say that Dis is the most dangerous place in the game. Because as far as I know, it's the only one of the 4 hells where you can get petrified as a hell effect. And the thing about it is, you know, it's unavoidable. It just happens. Thankfully, you do get a couple turns of warning time, because that's how petrify works, unlike paralysis. Oh man, I made a tentacle, and it must have gotten killed really fast because this hell effect made a tentacle as well. No, my tentacle's still up. That's interesting. That might be a glitch. The hell effect, there shouldn't be 2 tentacles on the board at the same time, or 2 open portals on the board at the same time. And so a viable way to stop, say, a Panlord that can cast Malign Tentacle is to cast your own Malign Tentacle, and then he can't do it. But I guess that hell effects don't care about that. I wonder if that's intended. We'll eat some intelligence drain to get some horrible things out. We'd really like to have another tentacle around here right now, but wow, we just ate intelligence drain twice in a row. Casting twice, receiving twice. Let's make ourselves a tentacle finally. We can. Looks like our old one expired. Don't particularly want to go into stat form yet. I could. Here's where things are going to get a little bit harder for us. In this hallway, hopefully. Oh boy, look at this. Look at this Zot trap dropping right here, blocking the hallway. Just one square wide hallway, can't do anything about it except blink. That would be unpleasant if we... Oh boy. Let's make a tentacle and close the door. This strategy does work against Hell Sentinels. These guys are pretty nasty. They have Damnation, they have Iron Shot, and they have a big pile of hit points and a ton of AC. So let's just close the door. He can open the door, but we can just keep closing it. Oh. I've got a book here from Sifmuna. Let's see. Seems like we've killed a few things here. An Iron Dragon. Probably this is not the same Hell Sentinel. Probably the Tentacle killed it. And we're just going to let Tentacles continue clearing things out for us. Unfortunately with multiple enemies who can open doors, you can't keep a door closed. They will just open it up. So let's blink away and make some horrible things and let them protect us from this a bit. A Hell Effect puts a Tormentor and a Rust Devil next to us. Bad situations very quickly become worse in Hell. Thankfully, Hurl Damnation requires line of effect, but what just happened there was my Abomination disappeared, and then he immediately got a Damnation on me, so let's make some more. And call down a Tentacle here. Maybe we'll just go in the water a bit. See, this is nice. Oh, man. Let's just Phantom Mirror this guy. There we go. We were being petrified, but only the Hydra was next to us. See, here's the thing. If we sit in this water, that severely limits what sort of obnoxious hell effects can happen to you. Like, we'll probably get petrified over and over and things like that. But what can get summoned next to us? Only things that either fly or can swim, like zombies. Or specifically Hydra zombies. But not Hell Sentinels. Not Hellions. Not Tormentors. Probably Iron Giants. I would assume they can walk in the water. But in general, it severely limits what the hell effect can do to us. So that's a nice little trick. If there happens to be deep water and hell, you can consider flying over it. Just giving yourself a chance to breathe, you know. We're going to do that again. In fact, this is going to be... Oh boy. Of course, this can happen. You can... I think I'm going to have to use a cancellation here. Well... Nah, I'm going to statue form. I'll use statue form and then I'll blink. That'll keep me from being flayed. And if I blink here, then they're not going to do any damage to me. That's okay. And we'll blink again. Ah, jeez. I'll tell you what, it's not slowing down. The fun of hell is not slowing down. Unfortunately, our tentacle hasted that guy. Oh, wow. We got a Tormentor next to us. Didn't mean to attack him. Tormentor next to us and an Iron Giant. Let's blink away. Let's just blink right to safety. Relative safety. Nothing's safe in hell. But... Oh, jeez. I'm going to keep up statue form at this point. Oh, man. Look at that. A Hell Sentinel comes into view. That's okay. We'll make a tentacle and let it deal with this. You know what? We are done training Earth Magic for now. Shatter's at 12%. I'm okay with that. We're mainly using it to break walls anyway. We're going to train fighting. We're going to train fighting and we're going to get some more hit points because that's what we need. Fighting and dodging. Might as well get some EV as well. Okay, there we go. You'll run into Iron Giants here. You'll run into mainly, like I was saying, physical damage things, but especially on Dis 7, you'll see these sorts of things with more regularity because they'll be placed by, I assume, vaults. Unfortunately, Iron Trolls are not edible. Alright. Iron Giants can walk in the water, like I was saying. So we'll go ahead and make some horrible things. And we'll put demissile back up. And we'll let it take care of this unfortunate situation. There we go. Unfortunately, no corpses, really. No edible torches. Corpses, rather, not torches. So we're going to have to keep eating our perma food. Which I am a bit stingy about, but If it's needed, it's needed. Thankfully, we've cleared this sort of causeway area. Not perfectly, but making progress. Every single one of these iron giants we kill is one less in the way. Oh, that's good. Sometimes your tentacle really does come through for you more than usual. I mean, it always does good damage, but occasionally it will do particularly nice things, like it will paralyze. And then, whatever it is that's paralyzed will die pretty quickly. And of course, another hell effect. They can put iron giants next to you, but it still helps us to be clearing out the ones that were spawned, you know, just by the level. And while it may seem insurmountable, it may seem like these guys are endless, you can clear them out. I mean, the hell effects are endless, but eventually the RNG will work in your favor. It's just a matter of being able to survive the onslaught for a while. Oh boy. I feel like the hell effects are particularly nasty on this run. I'm blinking over here. I didn't really want to do this because now I have these guys waiting for me, but I'm low on mana. I'll go ahead and channel. Trying not to channel too much. As you can see, my piety is not maxed. We'll airstrike the Tormentor. Oh, we'll get tormented. Look at that. See, I'm struggling to understand why it is that it seems like Tormentors and Hellions. I suppose he's speed 13, but we cast once and we get tormented twice. I mean, geez. We're not having the best of luck right now. But then again, that's what the game is about. If something particularly unlucky can happen to you, assume that it will. I mean, what did we failed Control Blink, what was it, 3 times? 2 times in a row, but 3 times in something like 30 seconds? That's the kind of thing that can happen. Now we're in stat form, so we can expect to be tormented several times. Let's Iron Shot him so that doesn't happen. Now all of the stuff around us, except perhaps the Reaper, can't really do much to us thanks to stat form. There we go. Horrible things do work for us. We are getting breathed on a bit by the Iron Dragons and taking a bit of damage. But all in all, things would be much worse if we weren't in stat form. Let's see if we have cleared this out enough to have a little bit of a rest in the center here. Close this door. Make a tentacle. Oh, hello. Hello, friend. What happened here? Blasted with magical energy. That's another hell effect. We'll close this door again. Maybe take a little rest inside this tiny room. Well, Manual of Axes is found. Pretty much the opposite of what we would ever want. This is not the greatest room to be hiding in because we can't make a tentacle. But worst case scenario, I can just open the door and blink out. What is this? Oh, the imp had money, I guess. Look at all this stuff blocking the doorway. What a shame. A lot of going through hell, you know, unless you can just kind of pile drive it as a melee monster, A lot of going through hell involves this pattern of resting up, trying to get the RNG to treat you a little nice, just temporarily, just for a minute. Just long enough to get some hit points back, or some magic back. And you'll go through a few cycles like this, and eventually, there we go. We have all of our magic back, we have all of our hit points back. We're a little bit rotted, but that's not that big of a deal. That's a Hell Sentinel. I'm going to close the door and let the tentacle do the work. Unfortunately, the game has other ideas, so we'll snap form. How do we want to handle this? We've got some Reapers here that spawned in next to us due to hell effects. And we've got this Hell Sentinel. Well, I think that the optimum thing is to blink behind this guy. And hopefully the tentacle takes care of him. Good. He could have very easily killed the tentacle if he wanted to, but he didn't. Okay, here's a new challenge, an Ice Fiend. We'll take a step south. Maybe we'll be able to make a tentacle, yes. I want to kill this Ice Fiend as fast as possible, of course, because he can torment us. And then we'll blink, and we'll be behind the other tentacle. All in all, with the ability to make tentacles by clever use of spacing, this little tiny hallway with the 2 rooms is not bad. I'm more impressed with it than I first thought I would be. Okay, full hit points, full mana. I'm not positive about this vault, but I think that the rune is over here, not over here. You're going to have treasures probably in each of these little rooms, but I am way more concerned with getting in and getting out of here than trying to get treasure. However, just to satisfy my curiosity, and because I'm not sure, and because I'm closer to it, I'm going to go left first. And if I don't see Dispater in this room here... Okay, I don't see him. That's fine. We're leaving. If I don't see him there, then I guess we have to dance a bit, unfortunately. I was going to say that if I didn't see him here, I would just head east and leave that tentacle to have some fun with whatever we leave behind. Yes, so Dispater is the boss here. He can Iron Shot. He can... I think he has Torment. We'll find out soon enough. If we can survive to him. Oh, geez. Not fun. Let's staff form. That'll give us a little bit of Torment resistance. You see, the Ice Fiend and the Tormentor were able to torment us, and that's why I staff formed. Possibly not the optimum solution. Oh, geez. Quicksilver Dragons can take you right out of staff form if you're relying on it. Okay, we're not at full piety, but we're going to channel anyway, and I'm just going to have to deal with the piety loss because we really want to finish up. We really want to finish up this here. Okay, here we are. Dispater. So he hits for 50 damage plus a staff. 448 hit points. If you don't know, that is a lot. Iron Shot, Damnation, Crystal Spear, Summon Greater Demon, which the scariest thing you need to be concerned about from him are Hell Sentinels, and Abjuration. You can use nets on him, so if you're a melee guy, just quaff might and quaff haste, and then net him, and then proceed to beat him in the face until he's dead. But he'll also summon things like these shadow demons, which then summon even more things, and it just gets out of control very quickly. Let's check on his speed with our friend Beam. Speed 10. Good. That's what I thought. We are no slower or faster than him. Let's... Okay, I know what we're going to do here. We're going to... Well, we're going to blink out. For starters, we're going to blink out. We're going to shatter here. We could have shattered our way in the first place, but I was trying not to make so much noise. But now I don't care. Unfortunately, neither of our shatters broke any of this apart, so... Let's... channel... Let's get these things. Oh, jeez. Hell effects while I'm fighting the boss. That's really something. Alright, let's go over here. We'll make a bunch of horrible things. Is he confused? No, he's not. He's just got that sort of brief ally confused thing that happens. He's full on started summoning quite a lot of things. We don't want to get tormented. And we really don't want to keep getting hit by that Quicksilver Dragon's bolt. Jeez, we may have to flee, unfortunately. You hear the wailing of the damned. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's if something is casting torment off screen? It's curious. Seems like the tentacle is still doing things. Can you imagine how miserable this would be if we hadn't gotten controlled blink? Of course, if you're worshipping Sif Muna, you could more or less guarantee yourself access to certain spells on a long enough timeline. It's just surviving at that point. Dispater is still not back in his house. I'm actually very tempted to just blink, 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 and just walk my way into his rune and then teleport to safety. In fact, I'd like to have full hit points before I try that. And we really don't know what sort of things like Brimstone Fiends and whatnot are in the way. Let's quaff a haste. Let's give it a shot. We'll get a bit contaminated here as we do it, but that's okay. We're hasted. So we're going to walk fast. Gotta go fast. We got malmutated, unfortunately. I killed the Brimstone Fiend really fast with iron shots. I don't see anything dangerous in here yet. I'm really glad that there are no Hell Sentinels. We're turning off auto pickup, but we are going to grab this artifact ring. We will use the scroll of teleportation, then pick up the ring, or the rune rather. And we will be a ninja. Unfortunately, the teleport trolled us and popped us next to Dispater. So we're going to blink out. We're no longer fast. But let's see if we can try teleporting out of here again. Hey, that's a perfect teleport. There we go. Sweet. Okay, that's it. We have the iron rune. And I'm going to stop the video here.